Yeah, it's time to change it up. I'm gonna try a little something different this time. Let's get it in. What's good, everybody? I am back with another video. I wanted to do something different for this video. It is tech related because this is a tech channel, but I wanted to cover a serious geopolitical conflict revolved around technology. There are currently wars going on between Russia and Ukraine and Israel and Palestine. However, the U.S. has not gotten directly involved with those wars, at least not at the time of this video. I want to cover a potential conflict between two countries that the U.S. will get directly involved in. I hope you enjoy the video and find it informative. Make sure you hit those like, subscribe, and share buttons and drop a comment.
Have you ever heard of an island so small it could fit inside the state of Maryland? Yet this tiny place called Taiwan holds the fate of the entire world's technology in its hands. This isn't an exaggeration. It's a cold, hard fact of the modern world. And it's why the tension between China and Taiwan isn't just another geopolitical squabble. It's a potential flashpoint for a global crisis. To understand the China-Taiwan relationship, we have to look back to the tumultuous Chinese Civil War in the late 1940s. This was a brutal conflict between the Chinese Communist Party, led by Mao Zedong, and the nationalist government, or Kuomintang, led by Chiang Kai-shek. After years of fighting, the Communists emerged victorious on mainland China, establishing the People's Republic of China in 1949. However, Chiang Kai-shek and his nationalist forces refused to surrender. They retreated across the Taiwan Strait to the island of Taiwan, where they established their own government, the Republic of China. Since then, China and Taiwan have existed as separate entities, each with its own government, military, and economy. China has always maintained that Taiwan is a breakaway province and should be reunited with the mainland, while Taiwan has increasingly asserted its independence. Over the decades, Taiwan has transformed from a predominantly agricultural economy into a high-tech powerhouse, renowned for its semiconductor industry. It's a thriving democracy with a strong sense of national identity. Despite its economic success and democratic values, Taiwan has lived under the constant threat of Chinese aggression. China has never renounced the use of force to achieve reunification, and its military capabilities have grown significantly in recent years. This ongoing tension has created a complex and volatile situation, with implications far beyond the shores of these two neighbors. The year 2027 isn't just a random date in China's calendar. It marks the centenary of the People's Liberation Army, PLA, the Chinese military, and President Xi Jinping has set ambitious goals for the PLA to achieve by that year. Officially, China's 2027 ambition is to become a fully modernized military force capable of winning any war it might fight. But many analysts believe this goes beyond just upgrading equipment and technology. It's about projecting power. And for China, that means fulfilling its long-held desire to reunite with Taiwan. While China hasn't publicly stated that it plans to invade Taiwan by 2027, the timing is significant. It would be a symbolic victory, demonstrating China's strength and fulfilling a core national goal. Taiwan, of course, isn't sitting idly by. It's been bolstering its own defenses, seeking international support, and making it clear that it won't go down without a fight. This has created a tense standoff, with the potential for a major conflict that could draw in other countries like the United States. While the exact nature of China's 2027 plan remains shrouded in secrecy, one thing is clear. China's growing military might and its unwavering focus on Taiwan are major concerns for the international community. The actions China takes in the coming years will have far-reaching consequences, not just for the region, but for the entire world. All right, so what exactly are these semiconductors that countries are willing to go to war over? In simple terms, they're the tiny chips that power all our modern electronics. Your smartphone, your car's computer, even life-saving medical equipment. They all rely on these chips. Think of them as the brains of our devices, the little switches that control the flow of electricity and enable complex calculations. These chips are made from a material called silicon, which is abundant in sand. But don't be fooled by their humble origins. Semiconductors are incredibly complex and delicate, often containing billions of transistors packed onto a tiny surface. The smaller and more densely packed these transistors are, the faster and more powerful the chip becomes. Now, here's the crazy part. Taiwan produces over 90% of the world's most advanced semiconductors. That's an astonishing number, considering how crucial these chips are for everything from consumer electronics to military hardware. If Taiwan's chip production were to be disrupted, it would send shockwaves through the global economy, causing shortages, price hikes, and even halting the production of certain goods. This is why Taiwan is sometimes referred to as the Silicon Shield. Its semiconductor industry is so vital that many believe China would be reluctant to invade, for fear of damaging the very technology it needs for its own economic and military ambitions. In fact, the world got a taste of this vulnerability during the recent global chip shortage. The pandemic, coupled with increased demand for electronics, led to a severe shortage of semiconductors, causing disruptions across industries. Car manufacturers had to halt production lines, electronics companies struggled to meet demand, and prices for many goods rose. This shortage highlighted just how dependent the world is on Taiwan for these critical components. It also underscored the strategic importance of semiconductors, making them not just a technological marvel, but a geopolitical chess piece. So if China invades Taiwan, it's not just a military conflict. It's a threat to the world's technological backbone. This is why the US has a strong interest in protecting Taiwan. It's not just about democracy, it's about economic and military security. The relationship between the United States and Taiwan is a complex one, rooted in shared interests and strategic concerns. While the US doesn't officially recognize Taiwan as an independent country, it maintains a strong unofficial relationship governed by the Taiwan Relations Act. This act commits the US to providing Taiwan with the means to defend itself, effectively making it a de facto ally. The US views Taiwan as a key partner in the Indo-Pacific region, not only because of its democratic values, but also because of its crucial role in the global technology supply chain. Taiwan's semiconductor industry is a linchpin of the global economy, and the US relies on it for critical components used in everything from consumer electronics to military equipment. China's growing assertiveness in the region, including its military modernization and its threats towards Taiwan, have further cemented the US-Taiwan partnership. The US sees a stable and democratic Taiwan as essential for maintaining a balance of power in the Indo-Pacific and countering China's influence. This strategic partnership is evident in the extensive military cooperation between the US and Taiwan. The US regularly sells arms to Taiwan, provides military training and assistance, and conducts joint exercises with Taiwanese forces. While the US has not explicitly committed to defending Taiwan in the event of an attack, it has made it clear that it would view any aggression against Taiwan as a serious threat to its own interests. The US-Taiwan relationship goes beyond just military cooperation. The two countries also have strong economic ties, with Taiwan being a major trading partner and investor in the US. They also cooperate on issues such as climate change, public health, and cultural exchange.
Now, when I described the CCP as a threat to American safety a moment ago, I meant that quite literally. There has been far too little public focus on the fact that PRC hackers are targeting our critical infrastructure, our water treatment plants, our electrical grid, our oil and natural gas pipelines, our transportation systems, and the risk that poses to every American requires our attention now. China's hackers are positioning on American infrastructure in preparation to wreak havoc and cause real-world harm to American citizens and communities if and when China decides the time has come to strike.
And cultural exchange. Now, China knows it can't win a direct war with the US, So it's developed a different strategy: cyber warfare. China has a vast army of hackers who could potentially cripple US infrastructure, power grids, financial systems, even military networks. This is the new battlefield, and it's just as dangerous as any physical conflict. While a direct military conflict between China and the US is a daunting prospect, the cyber realm presents a different kind of battlefield, one where the rules of engagement are less clear and the stakes are incredibly high. China has invested heavily in cyber capabilities, building a vast army of skilled hackers and developing sophisticated tools for espionage, sabotage, and disruption. These cyber warriors operate in a gray zone, blurring the lines between peace and conflict. China's cyber arsenal could be used to target critical infrastructure in the US, causing widespread blackouts, disrupting financial systems, or even crippling military command and control networks. These attacks could have devastating consequences for the US economy, national security, and even public safety. The threat isn't just theoretical. China has already been accused of numerous cyber attacks on US government agencies, businesses, and universities, stealing sensitive data, intellectual property, and trade secrets. While these attacks may not have caused widespread damage, they demonstrate China's willingness to use cyber warfare as a tool to advance its interests. The US is not unaware of this threat, and it has been investing in its own cyber capabilities to deter and defend against attacks. This includes building more resilient infrastructure, strengthening cybersecurity defenses, and developing offensive cyber capabilities to retaliate against attackers. The cyber battlefield is a complex and ever-evolving landscape, where the lines between offense and defense are blurred. While the potential for a cyber war between China and the US is a frightening prospect, it's also a reality that both countries must prepare for. The stakes are too high to ignore, and the consequences of inaction could be catastrophic. As we've explored, the fate of Taiwan is far more than a regional dispute. It's a microcosm of the challenges and tensions defining our interconnected world. It's a story about democracy and self-determination, about technological innovation and economic interdependence, about the risks of military conflict and the dangers of cyber warfare. The choices made by China, Taiwan, the United States, and other global players in the years to come will shape not just the future of this island, but the trajectory of the 21st century. The stakes are high, the risks are real, and the need for diplomacy, dialogue, and understanding has never been greater. But beyond the geopolitics and the headlines, it's important to remember the human dimension of this story. The people of Taiwan are not pawns in a global game. They are individuals with their own hopes, dreams, and aspirations. They deserve the right to determine their own future, free from coercion and intimidation. The situation between China and Taiwan is complex, and there are no easy solutions. But it's essential that we continue to engage with this issue, to learn about the history, understand the nuances, and consider the perspectives of all those involved. Perhaps, by fostering greater understanding and promoting peaceful dialogue, we can help create a future where Taiwan and China can coexist peacefully, where the world can continue to benefit from Taiwan's ingenuity and innovation, and where the human rights and dignity of all are respected and protected.
I hope you enjoyed this video and gained some knowledge in the process. I want to do more videos and I want to bring you more content. I can't get to 1,000 subs without your support. Show me some love by smashing those like, share, and subscribe buttons. You can even leave a comment if you want to, just try to keep it clean. I'll be back with another video soon. Until then, take care. I'm out of here.